Hello RC fans, it's just a quick update really. The video you're about to see was been recorded over quite a lot of period of time, if I'm honest. This is my first proper Kyosho, and because the videos were such a long time ago, things have changed since. Before I built this, I decided I wanted to slam it down, so to speak, and the tyres that are on the car are like drag tyres. I think that's what they are from, they could be like team associated. Up until right now, Kyosho released a different kit, which looks very similar to this. I'll just show you a quick picture, which was this one. This is the Kyosho Dune Master. So if you look compared to this to what I've built, it looks very similar. Now I built this ages ago, my actual Kyosho Beetle, and I slammed it down. It's not exactly the same, but the idea is there. So who copied who? Did Kyosho copy me? Well, they couldn't have done because I never saw my video because it hasn't been released, and I hadn't seen a picture of this until after it came out, and immediately thought, hang on, I've already done that. However, no one's going to believe me. Let's move on. So I won't hold you up anymore. Let's go to the video of the build video with another intro, and then at the end of the video will be a running montage of this absolutely fantastic runner controlled car. Hello RC fans, Racing 393 for part, I've forgotten. Is it part 5 or part 6? It's actually part 6. So we're back on the Kyosho Beetle. So it's not Nitro fans, electric fans, this is. So this has been an ongoing project for quite a while now. The main reason I haven't had time to get onto this is there's two things. One is work. Two, I've had other things to do as well with within the RC. But we're at this point, we're at the end of this sort of run. So part 6, which is this video, we finish off the Beetle. We put the electrics in with regards to the LEDs, and we get them running. That was a bit of a spoiler alert here, a bit of a mishmash, but I managed to do it because I went to the effort, all through the effort of getting the LEDs, and then it's a bit of a faff trying to get the wiring in because, to cut a long story short, as you'll find out in the video, speed controllers, Dean's, LiPo 2S is Dean's connection, LED is Tamiya. Now I know you can probably rewire all that and it would probably make sense, but I bought some extensions, etc, etc. So we've managed to do that. And in this video, we get to do a shakedown run and a little bit of a speed test. Nothing major. It's not to try and go maximum because it definitely won't be stable enough. But in this video, we glue the tyres on the wheels, get the wheels put on. As I said, the wiring, fit the LEDs. What else did I do? We've done the rear shocks, which is on the video, where I'll put some thicker oil in there to help stop it sagging. I think I might have gone over the top now, but I believe it'll be okay for now. And then we get the car, finally, weather pending, out for a run. Now, as I record this, as I speak, it's raining in the UK yet again. But prior to that, like this morning when I was working, it was nice and sunny and about, for us, reasonably mild, 15 degrees, 59 degrees or something, whatever it is, if you're for you Americans out there. But yeah, so this would be the video. We get the car finally out on the road, and we do a little bit of a speed run, test it out. Might do a little bit of off-road, but providing it's not muddy. I don't want to get the car caked in mud, preferably, because I can't bother to clean it. But it is pretty much as hopped up as the videos previously. So it is a short intro. So without further ado, Short intro, longish video, and the running is at the end, so hopefully you can last out that long. Enjoy the video. Okay, we're back. Some tyres, you can see them. Kyosho Beetle. So, what to do next? So it's built. In my last video we got it completed. There's no battery in it just yet, but I did put these aluminium wheels on, slightly softer front tyres, and original tyres which would have been on this back in the day, and it looks absolutely incredible. So there's a couple of things that I still wanted to do to this. I'm still a bit disappointed with some of these decals, but you know, it is what it is. So with these are going to be the running wheels. Now they're ever so slightly larger. They're kind of like this, complete with the spikes, with the sort of the circumference of the spikes, these ones, but these are going to be used anyway for the running videos. And these front ones here for this one. Again, they're very ever so slightly larger. First thing to actually do is glue these on. Now, I don't have an easy way of doing that other than, I mean, the fronts might not even need gluing, but I suppose it won't hurt. The backs definitely will, because they're like super soft and they don't really stick. Now I'm a bit fastidious when it comes to gluing tyres on. I wouldn't say I'm particularly very good at it, if I'm honest, but I'll tend to make sure they're on there, because once you move them off the bead they're kind of difficult to put back on. So I'm only going to glue them in 4 points just to keep them on, so you know, 12, 6, 9 and 3. I'm going to do it on both sides, and then most importantly make sure that the tyres are actually true on the rims. I'm sure rolling them does absolutely nothing, but the thing is, I'm still undecided about the fronts would definitely need gluing. That bit's going to be quite tricky. I've also somewhere, which I've pretty put away now, there's a couple of spacers on these wheels that I got to use for these, because I think the shoulder on the inside of these ones are slightly longer to give it, so if you put these on, they go in too far, and the sort of the stud, the axle sort of sticks out. So yeah, I'm gonna let me find some bits first. And all I run is some old plastic bushings that you get from any Tamiya kit, or any kit nowadays. Incidentally, we've got this as well. So this, in this video, although it might not be fully installed, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but it will be in the car. So that's the glue I'm using. Pro tyre glue. Well, there's Pro, I'm not. I also think this is what come with it, a nozzle. So I'm hoping that all works. I'm hoping the end is so tiny, I'm hoping the end is actually like to allow glue to run through it. There's no like lid.
other than the lid on here. So I hate super glue because it always ends up knackered. So that goes on there like that. I'm just wondering whether it's actually free flowing. I don't know. Right, let me shall I move the camera down a bit? It's just so you can see what I'm doing. Well, apart from my big fat hands in the way, there's not much I can do about that. Right, so I'll use that as a template. Let's see. You're gonna have to forgive me here for getting in my own way, but I'm not sure. You see, that does come out of there quite nicely. Things with tyre glue, it's one of them things which takes a lot longer than you realise, and it's quite runny as well. Yeah. You buy tyre glue, any sort of super glue, and then you don't use it for ages, and then you throw it away. Let's try again. Let me just move the... I think it's actually stuck everywhere. I think that might be alright. Let's try that side then. I'm hoping it's true. Alright. Let's do the back edge. I don't know whether we should trim the end off that. This is where it all goes completely wrong now, because I don't think it's actually sort of sealed itself in there. Too late now, I've cut it off. You've got to remember, this is pro. This is for the professionals. And I don't mean Bodie and Doyle. If in the UK, you'll know what I mean. Right. I'm going to leave that there, I think. I don't know. Just want to make sure it's set down. I know there's probably an easy way of doing this, but... or a better way of doing this, I should say. Because you find that these tyres are not totally designed for these wheels, there's a certain element of like suck it and see, do you know what I mean? So right, let's I'll do this one and then I'll come back to you. I suppose you can get them like belts that go round them, can't you, that hold the tyres square. We're not going to worry about that. We don't worry about things like that. Right, so I think they're done, as good as I'm going to get them for now. Right, I'll do these two, and then I'll be back. So that's the tyres glued. I'm hoping they'll stay like that. So I think the next thing to do is to put them on the car now. You know, really nice, aren't they? Stop showing the screen and show the freaking camera. You show it like that, not like that. That's what's going on there. Which ones do you prefer? I think they look better. The chrome ones look better, and I hate chrome. Well, that's aluminium. I hate chrome. Right, let's put this on. Probably looks a little bit more toyish. I might have to move the camera a little bit here so you can see. I picked white because I thought it's a neutral colour. I bet black would have looked better. So you can see that there. Let it spin around, and then we go around that way, like that, or like that. I'm definitely going with the chrome wheels, aluminium wheels, but we'll use them as like display purposes or something. Not that my cars are ever like used as displays. They're always used in working cars. That's that. Let's do the front. So the main problem with these ones, on there it's got like a really a really protruding edge where the bearing goes in there. And these ones, JC Racing, don't have that. Yeah, so when you put them on there, we'll put the bearings in these ones. When you put them on there, they just stick through too much. Doesn't look that bad, I have to say. Having said that, looking at the gap, they're ever so slightly closer in. But what I was planning on doing is you put a little spacer on the other side, like that. So that should go on anyway. And that should go on. And the problem with that now is it doesn't actually take a full nut. So it's ever so slightly wider on the front now, but I did have half nuts somewhere. Where did I put them? I think they're in here. I might have to use half nuts. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to use those half nuts. Not the flanged ones. But with that in mind, I'm going to use shock horror, tiny bit of thread lock. And there you have it. So the chrome wheels will go on when I take it out during the summer, for when it's on a dusty part of the off-road. Have another running video. Santa Claus in there, look. You can't see him just as well, really. They're the wheels. Let's see how true they are. Actually, you can see them from there. You might turn back a bit. It's all right. That'll do. And that one will do. Okay, so what's next? I suppose we better fit this. Now I've put one of these in another car. What car was it? The Blockhead Wild one. That had like 4 lights. So this has got 4 lights, but I need 2. Comes complete. Control module, instructions, So there's like a control module here. You've got various different light fittings on there. I think the battery goes into there. And then we've got like an on-off switch as well. So on-off. Battery goes into there. And that's with the lights. I'm not sure what that's for. I did look it up, but... Now the main problem with this... to run it with lights nevertheless, is it's a Tamiya plug. Now this goes between the electronic speed controller and the battery. My connections on this are Dean's connectors, so you can get an adapter, which I might do, or if it probably stays in this anyway, I'll probably redo. I might use an adapter on one end and just redo one other end, unless I run NIMS, which isn't the plan. So we've got white LEDs. That's these ones. I think these are red, aren't they? So these are red. Well, I don't need to use them. So I won't be needing them. Not on this kit anyway. Wire tidies, cable ties, and what else? I think that's it. The other annoying thing is I won't be able to test it yet. Not yet anyway. So that bit just plugs into the battery. This will just go into any other slot, and they have to go into the body. Now I'm also I thought that there were clips to hold them in, because that's only a 5mm hole I've put in the back there. Let's set the body shell off a minute. Let's have a look. So they do just fit in, they just squeeze in. I think what I've got to do is fix the wires here. And they've pretty much given me what I've got here anyway. These wire tidies, I could use them, couldn't I really? They're slightly bigger. And that's how I've done it. So that'll have to go dangle down for the battery. I can't show the lights working because they're not plugged in, but I've got to get some adapters so I can plug Dean's to a Tamiya, or I'll I'll change the end. I think I need an adapter because one of those leads goes into one, doesn't it? So unless I just run NIMS, I might have to buy a NIM. Well, I've got a NIM, I don't need to buy any NIMS, just charge a NIM up and do it, and it'll just save any problems. The problem is that speed controller is a Dean's connector, so I've got an adapter, I think. I have to work it out, but tyres are on, the running wheels are on, hasn't got a battery in it, but it's ready to rock and roll. I think what I might do, saves doing another video, is I will sort out the wiring in this video. So yeah, let me sort that out, and I'll be right back. Right, got some bits for this so that I can now start to get this ready to get it to run. we put, as you know, lights in this, and I bought, this might not be the best solution, I have to say, but I'll show you a bit of a close-up on it. But the speed controller to battery to the lights is all different connections. So I've got a couple of adapters here, like Dean's to Tamiya, or Tamiya to Dean's, and I've got the vice versa. But what is this one? This is a female version. That's a male version. Yeah, I don't know if this will work, but I don't really have any other options at the moment. I forgot how this is to get these clips off, actually. It's not the easiest of solutions getting this lid off, and all the wiring's in there. I think I showed you this before, but I don't think, because the roof is curved, I don't think this is a particularly good solution. It probably needs, it does go on there, but what we've got here is we've got like Tamiya connections. Now I've got to take this off as well. Let me move things out. It's really difficult to show you and do this at the same time, but we'll see how we get on. I don't think I've got a battery in there at the moment. No, I haven't. So what I do need to do, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and figure out a way to get this wiring so it works, and I'll be back when I've got something to show you. So the lights work, it works, that's good. I think I can turn the lights off there. Yes. So this concoction is all good. It's just that I now need, I don't know why the receiver light's flashing. Don't know, is that because of this? Who knows? I might where's the off switch? Where did I put the off switch? I can't remember. Oh, it's there. So I'm just going to try that again, taking all the linkages off. It seems overkill for something like this. Right, let me at least I know it kind of works. I'm just going to plug the battery directly into it, so there's no lights, and I'm just going to try this again. Now I'm on the wrong, one thing is I didn't realise I'm on the wrong thingy on here, model number, so let me just change that a second. Right, so I'm on now the Beetle model. That's on. Let's turn the car on. That's fine. Right, so I'm going to now wire this up, cable manage it the best I can, with some. I've got some other clips here, like aluminium clips. I've got some more in there as well, so I'll use them first to try and wire this in, and then we'll go from there. I'll be back in a minute when I've done all that. At least it works. The receiver light is still flashing, but I'm not sure why that is. Can't remember. Right, I'm gonna do some wiring and I'll be back in a minute. Here's a solution. It's a bit it's pretty far more complicated than it needs to be. Why bother putting lights in, I hear you ask? But inside the body shell here, that's the connector that goes to one end and that goes to the other. Maybe I could have done with not having extensions on here, but you know, it is what it is at the moment. And that's the car each end here, so I can run it without lights, just plug them straight in if I didn't want it, which is what I probably will do generally speaking. And these can just be tied up in here. I don't know whether I'll probably should try it with lights on initially on its run. It does all go together. It's quite a heavy body shell now. I'm going to have to do the rear springs. They are too, once I get everything in there, they are a bit soft. So yeah, it sort of sinks down. The front's alright. The front does need to be, might need thicker oil in there maybe, so I might have to take the shocks off and adjust those. I'll do that off camera. Now I have got the LiPo in the car. I know we shouldn't store LiPos in cars, but it is in storage charge, the last time I checked. Yeah, it's not a great for fitting LiPos in the bottom of here. It's not great. It sort of squeezes up the balance lead at one end. I don't know another way around that unless you start cutting the body, the chassis. But yeah, I think for the time being, I'm not going to keep this. I'm not going to keep that in there. I'll keep it in its. Where has it gone? I've got like a metal toolbox behind me. I can keep it in this. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back once I've done the shocks off camera, and then depending on sort of weather, we can get it taken out and give it a blast and see whether all this work was worth it. Yes, back on the Beetle. I've literally just done a little bit of cable management in there to hold the box in there, and you know, the plug-in for the mess to include LEDs. So I've had to trim a little bit of this off. It's alright. So I've got that sticking out. The battery one will stick out as well, and plug in the other side. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort these shocks out. They are a bit soft, so I'm going to go thicker oil. I've got quite thick stuff here. 7,000. What do you reckon? Is that going to be a complete cock up? I think I've only got like standard silicone oil in there, so I'll have to empty it out, put that in, and hopefully show you what it's like now. So this is the back. So it's got no battery in it as well, remember. It just sits too low, doesn't it? It would sit there. So we're going to change that with the oil. I'll come back and show you that and see if it's any different. So the 7,000 oils in there. It feels a lot stiffer, but we won't know until I get it on the car. So I'll do the other one, and then we'll do a little bounce test. So I've just put 7,000 weight oil. Might be a little bit too stiff now, but there's no battery in it, but bounces a little bit there, look. It probably wants to maybe softer springs. So, but I think I'll leave it at that for now, let it settle, get the battery in there, the body shell on. It should actually be, yeah, it is a bit stiff. Maybe I can sort of lower the platforms. It's not the end of the world, at least it's not, it does go down, it sort of stays down. It's fine. I think I'm going to use it like that. Right, the only thing left to do now is to charge the battery, finally. Stick it in. Oh, and we might as well charge this up as well. So that's on charge. We'll charge the battery. Put the shell on. And then we better take it out, finally. It's taken ages to get to this point, mainly the weather. I think it's alright. It's not going to be going that high up in the air, is it? The front's quite nice and soft. Right. Finally, let's get this out for a shakedown. It's not really going to be like a ultimate speed run. That's not really what I want to do nowadays. But a shakedown nevertheless.